Hey mommies, how are you? I hope that everyone is doing awesome. I'm just hanging out here with Isaac. Say hi. Hi. Yeah, good job, buddy. So we're just hanging out here, and I wanted to do this Facebook Live because I've been wanting to do it for a while. But something definitely triggered it off today, where I was at the gym just a little while ago, and someone asked me why Isaac was so small. They're like, oh, how old is he? And I'm like, oh, he's 16 months. And they're like, oh, wow, he's pretty small. I thought that he was like younger. And I was like, okay. I obviously talked to the person and, kind of explained to them, no, he's just kind of smaller frame. That's what type of baby he is, but he's perfectly healthy. And he's doing great. And they kind of looked at me like a little bit odd, like, oh, why isn't he bigger? And I was actually at the daycare where they take care of the babies at the gym. So I guess there's lots of like chubby babies there and, different size babies. And I wanted to just make a point about that because someone asked me the other day about them being worried because at their pediatrician meeting, for us, I can't remember which milestone it was, but their baby came out like really low on the growth chart for weight. So they were kind of concerned that maybe there was something wrong with the baby. And then obviously the pediatrician suggested that maybe they should start to supplement with formula so that the baby was drinking more milk. And that really makes me upset when I hear people say that. First of all, because you have a really unsupportive pediatrician. And second of all, your pediatrician is using data that is very dated. Growth charts and things like that, the first thing that I want to say is that they're not, what are you doing, buddy? Is that they're not a test, okay? It's not like your baby has to come out at 90% or 100%. It's not a test. It's just kind of an indication, a very generalized indication of where your baby comes in regards to growth and in regards to how your baby compares to the standard of other babies in the US that are growing, that are the same age as your baby. So and obviously we have such a huge diversity in the US that can vary very, very, very much. But I want to mention, first of all, the thing with those charts is that some of the pediatricians use the charts that are by the CDC, which is the Center for Control and Disease. And those charts are like super old. And in fact, most of the babies on those charts were formula fed. So you cannot compare the growth rate from a formula fed baby to a breastfed baby. First, the main thing is because breastfed babies gain weight completely different. Breastfed babies, they have a huge spur of weight gain from like 0 to 3 months. And then after that, all the way from 3 to 12, it's a very, very steady growth. So they're not putting on as much weight as a formula-fed baby would, okay? And the second thing really that I want to mention in regards to those charts is that if you want to look at the charts just to kind of see where your baby's at, you would be better off looking at the World Health Organization charts because they do include the metrics for breastfed babies. So they have a lot better, like more, I want to say, clear or precise data in regards to that. So that's probably something that I would recommend doing. But really, to be really honest with you, those charts, I wouldn't even go by them at all because babies come in all shapes and sizes. And there's so many things that kind of affect or that basically, how can I say this? Not necessarily affect, but determine the weight or how your baby looks. And some of those things are, for example, genetics. Are people in your family big or small or lean or big boned, as they say? How does the baby siblings look? How do you look? In my family, we're all pretty much tall and lean. So my husband's family is the same thing. So it's not a surprise that my baby would be kind of like on the leaner side and that he's starting to really stretch and grow. But he's perfectly healthy. The things to look for really is your baby having enough of food intake? Do they eat well? If they're drinking milk, if you're breastfeeding, do you feel like you have a good supply? Do you feel that your baby's taking milk? How is your baby pooping and peeping? How does your baby look? That's the most important thing. How does your baby look? Do they look healthy? Do they look alert? That's something really, really important. either reaching their milestones too, you know, are they at the age where they should be walking or crawling or whatever, and are they doing that? And the other thing really that is more important than how much they're growing in length and in weight is actually their head circumference, because that lets you know that their brain is growing, so they're thriving, you know, and they're actually going to be developing better, which is at the end of the day what you want. It doesn't really matter if your baby is small or not, you know. At the end of the day, there's small people everywhere and tall people everywhere. It doesn't determine how successful they're going to be in life or how smart they are. What does matter is, you know, what they have here. So just kind of, I just wanted to put that into perspective, and kind of, if you had that issue, because I've had that issue with Isaac. I didn't have it so much with Samuel, because he was always on the other side. He was always on the 90 and above percentile. But with Isaac, I definitely experienced it, and I kind of felt like a sense of like, oh my God, is there something, am I doing something wrong? Is my breast milk not good enough? Or what's wrong with my baby? And I started to kind of question myself, and I had to kind of take a few step back, start to read a little bit about it. And that's when I realized, I'm like, no, it's this stupid thing in society that we follow these charts, and we think that it's like all or nothing, and that we have to be like follow, and we have to like reach the goal or like reach part of this chart that we have to be in. And if you actually look, there's some charts from the WHO organization where you see breastfed babies actually be like on the 25th percentile compared to other babies. And like I said, that's because breastfed babies grow differently. And although at the beginning they may have a lot of like chubs and things like that, after they reach the 3-month mark, their growth, or not their growth, their weight gain tends to kind of steady out, so it's very different. So just wanted to bring that to you, Mom. If you're a mom that has gone through that, don't worry, okay? Your baby's perfectly fine. You're doing everything awesome, and your breast milk cannot be replaced by any type of formula in the market. It's the best thing that you can do for your baby. You're doing an awesome choice. Just keep on going and kind of block those negative vibes aside. And just know that your baby is unique, and it is what it is, and you have to love them for that and for all they come. I mean, look at Isaac. Look at him walking. He's just everywhere, and I definitely don't think that he looks unhealthy. I mean, he knows how to work the dishwasher. I mean, and he's 16 months. That's pretty smart, right? Bye, mommies.